For calls case People versus Casey Gepner.
Good morning, Your Honor. William Amadeo, P76194, on behalf of Casey Gepner. Okay. Casey, please state your name for Judge Simpson. His staff and prosecutor will bring know it's you.
I'm Casey Gepner.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, I had a goal of waiving both preliminary examinations. That's not going to happen. Wayne County's forced me to do
Both preliminary.
he has Wayne and Washtenaw.
Okay, I don't care about
that's
Wayne, but go ahead.
Well, Wayne's forced me to run the prelim, so I'm going to have to run that April 19th.
Oh, they're in their case.
In their case, and therefore I'm going to have to run it here. It'd be malpractice. I don't like having 13-year-olds testify at prelims, but I'm going to have no choice in this matter. I did ask for a universal waiver. I was just denied that. So I'm going to ask for a PCC. The Washtenaw will waive. Wayne will not.
Oh, that's the universal.
That's universal.
Yeah, Washington's special. Anyway, go ahead.
With that being said, I want to ask for a PCC after April 19th, so I'll know where I stand with the preliminary examination, Wayne, and we'll take it from there.
So a little bitter. So you had that April 19th, and so April 25th on this one, would that work?
That would work, Judge. That works. Thank you.
Probable cause conference, April 25th, 2024. 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Can I address just one bond issue that I had discussed previously with Mr. Amadeo?
Oh, sure.
Okay. I was informed by AAPD that at arraignment, the defendant was ordered to turn over any weapons that had been in his possession in the house he was living. My understanding is that he told the court he had 2 handguns, but AAPD returned to the house and there were additional guns at the house. So I just want to ensure that all weapons at the house, in case the defendant, for whatever reason, can post. I think the bond was denied on the Wayne County case. The 2 cases are the same victim, just incidents in different counties.
Got it.
And Judge, he at this point he's been denied bond in Wayne. I'm going to address that in Wayne. With that being stated, I did speak to Prosecutor Willenbrink. I do believe there were some other guns in the house. I did offer to assist AAPD and get whatever is out of the house. I have not been to the house yet. I certainly take her at her word. If I could help in any way, we'll get them out of there. We don't want to hold the guns in the house.
Well, so AAPD discovered there were other guns.
Right.
Was that by going into the house?
Yes.
So they just did not take the guns?
That's my understanding. They were there with CPS to speak to other individuals at the house.
And
that's when they saw weapons.
So did they take the 2 handguns that he acknowledged?
I think that those were surrendered.
And so there were other weapons that were in the house.
Correct.
And Judge, we consent if AAPD wanted to take it. We had no problem with that whatsoever.
Well, with the taking of the weapon, how many other guns do we have?
I think there's 4 left.
2 long guns in the house, but I'm not aware if there are additional ones.
Judge, I think there's 4 total in addition to the 2. I've been dealing with Mr. Gepner's mother on this matter because she went over to the house. She knew where everything was located, but I did think he was going to get bonded after I got him bond here. I think there's 6 total and AAPD has 2 right now. So I'd certainly hand over the other 4. I also don't want to misrepresent anything to you or the prosecutor. If there were more in the house, they could have any gun there with my cooperation. I just don't want to speak for exactly how many there are, but I believe there's 4 in remainder.
Going to order that all the firearms present in the defendant's home are to be surrendered to the Ann Arbor Police Department. I prefer that I have a written order to that effect so that the officers have a written order that they can take them.
Okay.
I've written it on the Carol, but I think they prefer a written order.
Thank you.
All right. This is Mr. Feaster's case.
It is, Your Honor. First Assistant Public Defender Queen, in for Mr. Feaster.
Sir, can you please state your name?
Nathan K. Estep, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. What are we doing?
Your Honor, I'm unsure if Mr. Estep spoken with Mr. Feaster.
Have you talked to Mr. Feaster?
Not yet today, Your Honor.
Okay.
Not, I'm sorry?
He said no.
No.
Then we'll need an adjournment, Your Honor.
That is correct, Judge. George Feaster, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Estep. He's going to be entering the drug court in Livingston County, and we're going to try and figure out a resolution.
Okay, so he's going into the drug court there.
Yes, Judge.
And you're trying to figure out
Trying to-
some way to deal with this with that.
Correct.
Got it. How much time will that take you to?
I gotta get proof that it's in the program there, so maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Are you in the drug court program yet, sir? Or?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm accepted in and everything. I'm supposed to be starting when I get out of here. My out date here is Monday, but I have this going on as well, so I have a bond over there. I don't know, I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but yes, I am accepted in and I'm supposed to be starting it.
So my goal is to get proof, tender that to Mr. Sinatra, and see if that might help the
That
result,
might help okay, gotcha. So you want 2 weeks out?
please.
Probable cause adjourned April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates. Bond will continue. All right, sir. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've got one very big one left from that last block. I realize we're supposed to start the 1 o'clock. I'm gonna take a very brief break. I want to check on something and then I'll come back. I'll start calling the 1 o'clock cases. Sorry about that, folks. Court's in standing recess. Court recalls case of the People versus Scales.
Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Ms. Hughes again, I'm sorry, Ms. Scales again, who approaches. Ms. Scales, can you state your name for the record?
Carla Shandell Skin.
Okay, so we had an exceedingly lengthy bench conference about this case, and before going into all of those details, the court was looking at some other things, and I'm awaiting additional information that I will pass along to counsel once I receive it. I'm going to try to get some of these people out so they can have dinner. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to pass the matter, but fundamentally, given what I've determined, the defendant is going to be taken into custody at this point. We'll hold her. I will call it back up around 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Can counsel, so defendant is remanded at this time. So ma'am, you'll have to go with the bailiff. Counsel, can you approach?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court calls case, People versus Christopher Decker.
And children's agreeing on behalf of the people.
To my right at the podium, please state your name for the record, sir.
Christopher Decker.
Thank you.
Welcome, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. I met with Mr. Decker and I spoken to the people. Mr. Decker is requesting as soon as possible preliminary examination. I believe he wants me to address bond.
Pardon?
I believe he wants me to address bond.
All right. Discovery is complete.
Yes, I understand it.
And would the people have their witnesses available the 16th? Preliminary examination in this matter in person will be set April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Falvo.
Thank you, Judge.
As to bound.
Thank you, Judge. In meeting with Mr. Decker earlier this week, he indicated that he had a residence here in Washington County, and that residence, the people living with him are going to be evicted as of this coming Monday. He indicates he has property in that residence he needs to remove so that it's not trashed. He's asking Your Honor to consider some type of police. He can have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. He can use a police standby if for any reason she might be at that residence. But he is hoping to be able to save those belongings removed to eviction.
Other than that, no.
Okay, that's
All
all.
GPS tether is also about another judge.
Okay, and apparently he has another case where he is on GPS tether if he is ever released. What judge is that in front of?
It was Van Buren. I think her name is Van something.
Oh, Vandenberg.
Vandenberg.
Sorry. There's a PPO file, I'm sorry, Judge, that is companion to this with the same victim. Judge Vandenberg has put a condition of his release that he be on a GPS tether if he's released on that, on this file.
So who's the PPO regarding?
The same domestic violence victim in this case.
That was in place before this arose?
It's part,
It arose around the same time.
yeah,
The PPO was served on the defendant approximately 6 days before this.
Okay.
thank you.
Anything else?
No, nothing else, Judge.
There's nothing else? I don't need a response. Motion for bond reduction denied.
Thank you, Judge. All right, see you at court. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Court calls case, People versus Thomas Belcher.
Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. Belcher, who appears by my side. Can you please state your name for the record?
Thomas Belcher.
Thank you. What are we doing?
Your Honor, We are here on competency this morning. I was just made aware that I'm in receipt of that file. I'd like an opportunity to go over that with my client. However, we're asking for 1 week.
So a few things, Your Honor. As far as the competency report, we did just get that in. My understanding is Ms. Belcher has been found competent. I was stipulated to that report. Second part of it is there are some issues we need to discuss regarding jail calls that were made. But to begin with the competency report, I did forward that to PD Bellinger about half an hour ago. So no objection to an adjournment for that.
Got it.
We also discussed, I did share with PD Bellinger some of the information regarding the calls. I don't have all of it. So him and I would obviously need to discuss that further. They are concerning, there are calls to the minor victim's mother regarding this case. It goes as far as, despite her saying she cannot legally speak to him, Mr. Belcher decides then to continue to try to influence her by mentioning how this is ruining her life, how she should be charged as a co-defendant, so on and so forth. I'll spare the court the rest of it for now, unless you have specific questions. They are concerning enough. I spoke to Mr. Bellinger this morning about, it sounds like we may need a hearing. We may want to adjourn it. Of course, I'm sure he would like an opportunity to hear that audio, and so on. So that's where we are.
Okay, just try to get clear. I have 2 protected parties in terms of no contact. Are those minors that are?
Yes, the victims are minors. Your Honor, could we approach?
Yes, please. Record should reflect we've got a conference in this case. What I'm going to do is I will adjourn the competency hearing, although part of the people have stipulated to the report, defendant needs to go through that with counsel, and we'll go out 1 week. Also, there is potentially going to be a stipulation regarding an added protected party to the bond condition, so I will also await that. So it'll be adjourned to April 11th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case People versus Maurice Jones. Where's Stacy?
Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender representing Mr. Jones. Would you please state your name for the record?
Maurice Jones. Thank you.
One piece of information I just.
Sure.
Your Honor, at this time, there are no offers. We are requesting a preliminary examination date.
All right. Hold it. Is this an additional? We didn't have an additional violation. No, what happened is it was since 28, give him credit for 21 on this violation, but I don't know. It's still showing as denied. Got it. In our system. So our system is showing his bond is denied. However, I understand how that happened. That came from the warrant and then the sentence I gave him on the violation.
I see.
So I'm going to reinstate his previous bond.
Thank you.
Which I believe originally was a 5,000 PR. Of course it was.
Is the court in receipt of the progress report dated the April 2nd?
I am, and that's one of the things we need to address. Hey, do you have that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why are you drinking?
Your Honor, he has no objection to Your Honor placing an alcohol tether of some sort on him so that you could more effectively monitor that. So that is our request. It's prepared to go across to corrections and get one today. Is that right, sir?
On everything.
He is also scheduled today for his assessment that had been previously scheduled for his matter before Judge Freshour. I believe he said that's today at 1:00 p.m. So he would go get the alcohol tether and also go to his assessment.
And you wish this set for?
A preliminary examination.
Preliminary examination will be set April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Freshour in person. The defendant is also, I'm going to sign an order. You're to report over to community corrections and place him on a scram tether. You understand that? Yes. Court calls the case People versus David Copeland. Go ahead.
Andrew Childers, Brand, on behalf of.
First Assistant Public Defender Quinn Anderson on behalf of Mr. Copeland, who's appearing by Zoom.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have a camera?
Yes, is it not on?
Not unless your face is a D. All right, state your name again, sir.
David Copeland.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we're attempting to resolve this matter. Mr. Copeland has to pay some restitution first. He did make a payment of $250 today. He lives in Manchester. He's currently has some issues with transportation, and he's asking if the court will consider allowing him to mail a certified check for the restitution payments.
Will it be, how much are we looking at?
I believe it's a little over
2,500, and he's paid $250 today.
So he paid $250. They took the $250?
They did, Your Honor. You allowed him to pay back in January.
Right. That's what I thought some time ago. And I'm indicating here that he can pay that being held for restitution by certified check to the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, given that, we would ask for an adjournment of the PCC for a little more time to get those payments in.
All right. How much more time? I realize he's trying to pay. How much?
If we can have another 30 days. Your Honor.
No, that's
Mail is
fine.
slow.
I knew you'd ask. I knew. I don't think Mr. Copeland needs it. You're just pushing the envelope. May 2nd. Well, May 9th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Case People versus Joseph Taylor.
Edward Jerkis on behalf of Joseph Taylor. Your Honor. Your Honor, I was appointed this morning. Ultimately, I need the discovery in this case. So for purposes of today's hearing on the probable cause conference, I'm asking for an adjournment. And I understand that we would like to address bond as well today.
Pardon?
We would like to also address bond.
So you need an adjournment of these proceedings?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Yes, as to bond.
Your Honor, as to bond, information that I received is that he does have stable housing. If he were to get out, he'd be living with his fiance. He is currently looking for employment.
His fiance, the one that's the victim, alleged victim of domestic violence. So there's a domestic violence and a fiance. Okay, go ahead.
So from what he tells me, he would show up at the next court appearance, Your Honor, and he'd work with me regarding going over the discovery. And he wouldn't have any contact with the complaining witness.
Response.
Hey, counsel approach.
Sure. Record should reflect we had a bench conference in this case. At this time, the court's going to deny any request for bond reduction. Bond will continue as is.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case of the People versus Jamie Sloan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender, been with Mr. Sloan. Please state your name for the record.
Jamie Sloan, I think we're set for a competency here.
That is correct, Your Honor. We have received a report indicating that Mr. Sloan is competent. We have no further evidence to present to the court.
All right. Any other evidence from the people?
No, Your Honor, we stipulate.
All right. The court, based upon the court's review of the report and the evidence before the court would determine that the defendant is competent to stand trial. Specifically, the court would find that the defendant can understand the nature and objects of the proceedings against him and can rationally assist in his defense. Therefore, the defendant's deemed competent.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I do have an order.
Yes, the court should be in receipt of a time.
Wow. Did you? So you didn't do this?
No, I did.
No,
All by myself.
because if it had been you, we would have been waiting. So kudos to your staff. All right.
Discussed with Mr. Brown just briefly this morning about adjourning this matter so we can talk about the potential resolution.
All right.
Yes, we respectfully request a probable cause conference date. Your Honor.
All right, I will set probable cause conference. What do you want? 2 weeks? April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus David Lyle.
Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. Lyle, who approaches. Mr. Lyle, will you please state your name for the record?
David Lyle.
And Your Honor, we are just asking to set this for examination today. Discovery is complete.
Why is he missing his drug test?
I had asked for, when the altercation happened at my apartment that night, I had to move. So you had signed a release for me to find a place to drop. The first place I went, I said I had to come up with the money. I didn't have the money. I have the cards. Then I went to Jams and I've been started testing at Jams. And Wayne, well, what is that? Redford, Wayne, on Wayne Road. I have the receipt for it too.
When are you going to start testing there?
I have been tested. I have the receipt and everything, sir.
We don't have any results.
I'm sorry, but I do have it, sir.
Okay, but we don't have any resolve.
We may just need to get, I don't know, if we need to get an order prepared so that we can get those over here, Your Honor.
Yes,
Okay, and I'm happy to do that.
that they need to be sent to community correction,
Certainly, certainly.
I did.
because otherwise it looks as though he's in violation.
Okay. We will get that done immediately, Your Honor.
Wayne Road.
Okay.
Jams.
I'll give you a call.
People have their witnesses available the 16th. Preliminary examination in person, April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. That will be before Judge Fresh Hour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case People versus Ronald Sims.
Children's attorney on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Crater on behalf of Mr. Sims, Your Honor. Mr. Sims, can you please state your name?
Yes, Ronald Sims.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is going to be a waiver up to circuit court.
Sir, is that a correct statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes.
You understand you'll not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
I do.
People also waive their right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on both counts.
As to the arraignment, Your Honor,
Yes.
my client stands mute. We acknowledge receiving the information, waive its formal reading.
Defendant, every way formal reading is mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea to both counts. Pretrial in this will be set for
April 16th at 1:30 before Judge complete.
April 16th, 2024, 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, people of the state of Michigan versus, oh, this is a backwards file. Is it Maurice Kirk? Or Kirk Maurice Prescott? Okay, Kirk Maurice Prescott.
Patrick, Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney for the People.
This is an arraignment.
Using the Bureau of Prisons.
He's at the Bureau of Prison. Really? Did they rid him?
They did. He was refusing to be seen.
So okay. He's refusing to be seen, so I'll adjourn his Bureau of Prisons is gonna take 6 weeks. Give me a date 8 weeks out. You don't want to be seen.
May 30th.
Yes, I'll adjourn the May 30th, 2024, 9 a.m. Do I have anything else?
No.
Nothing else this block? Wow, we got through it. So if it's okay with Stacy, I think I'll take a recess. Ms. Kearney, she hasn't responded. I don't think she's there. I think she just put her name on the screen.
Put a message in chat.
Oh, she put a message in chat.
She feels the love.
She does?
Yeah.
No. Good. All right. Let's get his name. Court calls the case, People versus Anthony Lebowski. Is that it for the Attorney General or did I-
Image Canatra, Senior Assistant Prosecutor.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Lebowski.
Sir, can you please state your name?
Anthony Lebowski.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Lebowski has been applied to mental health court in 52nd District Court. They demanded a lien report, which I don't have, and Mr. Canatra cannot provide. So we're trying to figure out a workaround for that. He's been, I think, provisionally accepted into the program, but they need his criminal history. So we're trying to figure out a solution there. I'd ask for a couple weeks.
And what district is that again?
52nd.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On continued. Thank you, sir. Court calls the case, People versus Stephen Ruggs.
Andrew Children's attorney on behalf of the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Ruggs.
Mr. Ruggs, can you state your name, please?
Stephen Ruggs.
Thank you.
Judge, we have some investigation that's ongoing. I'd ask to adjourn this matter to April 20th.
Probable cause conference, April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Whereas your invite indicates, bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Bruce Jones.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, can you state your name, please?
Bruce Jones.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're still waiting on CCTV video from Meyer that is allegedly shows the incident in question. We don't have that yet. So I'd ask we adjourn this matter.
April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
April 25th, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Calls case, People versus Cleo Major.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Major.
Your name? Cleo Major. Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have a resolution. This matter worked out. That will involve Mr. Major paying amount of restitution up front. That number needs to be determined, and then once we know the number, we'll enter an order, a stipulated order for the clerk to accept payment. Once that's done, the matter will be nolly pros. So I don't, you want 3 weeks?
Probable cause conference, April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you very much.
Court calls the case of the People versus Harold Martin.
Your assistant prosecuting attorney for the.
Harold Martin, it's your case, Mr. Overwater. We have Harold Martin.
Harold Martin. Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Martin. Your Honor, I called Mr. Martin. I left him a voicemail. Did not have the opportunity to actually speak to him. And I have no further information about his current whereabouts.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond set the amount of 10,000 cash surety. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calls the case, People versus Christopher McDade.
Senior assistant prosecuting attorney for the people.
Your name, sir?
Christopher McDade.
Bellinger.
Your Honor, Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Mr. McDade. Mr. McDade, can you state your name for the record?
Yeah, Christopher McDade.
And Your Honor, we are just asking for a 2-week adjournment on this. He has an ROI ready to go, and we just need to get some information over.
April 18, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Does call the case of the People versus Lee Parker.
Senior assistant prosecuting attorney for the people.
Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker, please state your name for the record.
Lee Parker.
Thank you, Judge. As I told a couple weeks ago, Mr. Parker was accepted into 34th District Court Drug Court Program. I have to get that proof to Mr. Ganatra. I think he wants to know that he has started the program. He's been accepted and he started. I'm going to proof of the starting date, and then we can get this matter resolved. So we need 2 weeks, please, Judge.
2 weeks. Cause conference, April 18, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you. Calls the case, People versus Joshua Quick.
Public Defender Quinn Anderson with and on behalf of Mr. Quick. I'm gonna state your name, Mr. Quick.
Joshua Quick.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're still working on some discovery issues. There's another video that I've requested. It's my understanding the prosecutor will order it. The person in admin is out until Monday, so I just asked for a couple of weeks to get the video and share that with Mr. Quick.
Probable cause conference, the 18th will be enough time?
Yes, Your Honor, thank
All
you.
right. April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calls case, People versus Matthew Reed.
And Alex Warren Green on behalf of Mr. Reed.
Your name?
Matthew Reed.
Thank you.
Your Honor, today's date and time set for probable cause conference. I'm asking for a brief adjournment to continue our negotiations.
Cause conference, April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Court calls case of the People versus Carlos Scale. Why is he never around? Yeah, I don't think so.
He sees the way you treat Ms. Anderson and he's scared.
He should be. He should get even more worried because he's never in the courtroom when he's supposed to be.
Yes. Assistant Public Defender Jay Bellinger on behalf of Ms. Scales, who appears beside me. Ms. Scales, can you please state your name for the record?
Thank you. Welcome back, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nimish Ganatra, Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of the people. Your Honor, at this time, the people move to waive any conflict with the court in the office of the public defender. Prosecutor's office does not believe the conflict exists, but if there is one present, we waive that for all the cases today between our office and the public defender's office.
Thank you. Mr. Brown.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'd like to point out that I never deserted you. I've always been Warren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender. Likewise, Your Honor, we do not believe that a conflict exists in this honorable court hearing these matters. If the conflict arises, we'd waive that conflict so that this honorable court could hear these matters.
The court, for its part, also does not believe that a conflict exists either in the Michigan court rules or the cases decided therein. To the extent there is a conflict, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. Court does call the case of the people state of Michigan versus D'Angelo Davis.
Nimish Ganatra, Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney for the people.
Edward Drucas for D'Angelo Davis.
Mr. Davis, can you state your name, please, sir?
D'Angelo Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, I was just appointed to this matter. I have not had contact with him yet. He is in the Central Michigan Correctional Facility. I need to have contact to go over to discovery. I'm asking for an adjournment.
18th. Which would you prefer, 18th or the 25th? Sir?
The 18th works.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Court calls the case of the people versus Brenda Brown.
Nimish Ganatra, Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of the people.
Andrew Vanis, Assistant Public Defender. Your Honor, as of yesterday, I thought our office was representing Ms. Brown. I did speak with her. I then spoke with an attorney, Tina Saxon, who said that she had been appointed. So I don't think this is a public defender case.
It is not a public defender case.
Thank you.
Where's Ms. Saxon?
Oh, counsel is in the hallway.
Tina Saxon for Brenda Brown. Standing to my left.
Flip sides, please.
Brenda Brown.
come up to the podium. I've called the case. What are we doing?
We're asking for adjournment for additional discovery.
Probable cause conference, April 18th,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the date.
April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bound continued. Court calls the case People versus Emmanuel Johnson Owens. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Lucas on behalf of Emmanuel Johnson Owens.
Your name, sir?
Emmanuel Johnson Owens.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we do have the discovery in this matter, and I'm asking for an exam.
People have their witnesses available the 16th. Pardon?
I believe so.
All right. Preliminary examination in person, April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Valvo. Bond will continue. Court calls the case of the People versus Karen Payne.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people. Good morning, Your Honor. I am Attorney Jamonte Cannon, standing in for Edward Martell at M-Law and Associates, P82992.
You're gonna have to move back from your microphone.
You should step back from the microphone.
Yeah, that's a little better, maybe.
As I was saying, I'm Attorney Jamonte.
You're sounding like a clown at a fast food joint. I can't make it out, counsel. You're extraordinarily muffled. I can't.
If you can hear me now, I'm going to try to move to my phone.
Okay, all right. I'll pass the matter. You go ahead and move to the phone and then I'll recall it. Court calls the case People versus Benjamin Crow.
Good morning, Your Honor. William Amadeo, P76194 for Mr. Kroll. Ben, please state your name for Judge Simpson's staff and Prosecutor Ganache note you.
Good morning, Ben Kroll.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask for a 2-week adjournment. We are trying to work out a misdemeanor plea. If that does not work, I'm going to just waive up. But there is some documentation I want Prosecutor Ward to see. We have been in productive negotiations. So either we'll plea that day or waive up. But if we could have a 2-week adjournment, I'd appreciate that.
April 18, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case People versus Iyad. You said Ambulas?
Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender with
Good morning, Your Honor.
would you please state your name, sir? Your Honor, we are requesting a short adjournment. We did ask for some additional discovery and we're in ongoing negotiations.
Probable cause conference without objection, April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you.
This case People versus Mario Atkins.
Morning, Your Honor. We're going right on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Atkins. Mr. Atkins, will you please state your name for the record?
Mario Atkins. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Atkins is indicating that he's in the process of retaining counsel. We're asking for a 2 to 3 week adjournment for him to be able to do that.
How long?
2 to 3 weeks.
You think you can do that within that time, sir?
Yes, sir.
This will be your only adjournment for that purpose. Probable cause conference, April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Calls case of the People versus Mary Barney.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Ms. Barney. Your Honor, there has been an offer made for Ms. Barney to plead to an added count of 2, I believe, of child abuse 4th degree. At this time, we're in agreement with the prosecutor for that offer to remain open. We wanted to just check in with her attorney in her child welfare matter. So we're asking for a short adjournment. I did.
Are you
reach out-
aware of the conditional bond violation?
Yes, Your Honor. I did reach out to Ms. Willenbring and asked yesterday to ask her if I could have a copy of the report that goes with that. And she indicated, well, I'll let her speak for herself.
We have briefly, Your Honor.
You may. A report of a violation, it does not appear to the court at this time that there was a violation for a lot of reasons, which I will not go into the specifics on the record, but I'm satisfied that it may not be. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking for a short adjournment. There's been an offer and we want to be able to confer with her child welfare defense attorney. And
got it. Probable cause conference, I'll give you the 25th, so you have time to work through all of that. April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Court calls the case of the People versus Cecil Bates.
Alex Warren Green on behalf of Mr. Bates.
Your Honor, received an unfortunate email from the Kalamazoo County Medical Examiner. Indicates my client is no longer with us. I did provide that to Ms. Hughes, and I believe they're looking into what they need to do on their end. So we'd ask for a brief adjournment.
Probable cause conference, I'll adjourn it to the 18th, get all the paperwork.
And Your Honor, I can provide that to the court as well.
Pardon?
I can provide the correspondence.
The correspondence, okay, but I think got court calls case People versus Sylvester Alexander. Did we get all of the ones they wanted?
Andrew Tillman, attorney on behalf of the people.
Edward Drugas on behalf of Sylvester Alexander. I'm standing in for the attorney record, Bob Killawald.
Your name, sir?
Sylvester Alexander.
You have any objection to Mr. Jones standing in? All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, I did speak with Mr. Killawald. He has gone over the discovery. I believe they do have everything. So they're looking for a preliminary examination.
People have their witnesses available the 16th.
I'd ask for anything other than the 16th, Your Honor. He is in a, I think there's a murder trial that he has that week. So he'd be asking for the 23rd. I did bring that to the attention of the prosecutor.
23rd, all right. Preliminary examination in person, April 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before me. Calls the case, People versus Jerry Bigham.
Sorry, Your Honor, I missed the name. Andrew Van, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Mr. Bigham, who's present, and who is requesting. Mr. Bigham is requesting a preliminary exam in this case, Your Honor.
Discovery complete?
I believe it is, yes.
People have their witnesses available the 16th. Preliminary examination will be set in person, April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Falvo. Bond will continue. Court calls case People versus David Floyd.
Morning, Your Honor. Edward Drugas on behalf of David Floyd.
David Floyd. Thank you.
And Your Honor, I am in receipt of all the discovery to my knowledge, and we are asking for a preliminary.
People have their witnesses available the 16th. Preliminary examination will be set in person, April 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Feshauer. Bond on this matter will continue. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Aaron Bowers.
Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Mr. Bowers.
Mr. Bowers, can you state your name, please?
Aaron Joseph Bowers, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we are requesting one more adjournment. I believe we're close to a resolution. There are just a couple of questions we have as far as restitution.
He was in Kentucky, right?
That is correct.
He's not there anymore.
No, he is not.
Okay, just checking. So you need another adjournment.
Yes, please. Just a week or two, please.
How much more time did you need?
Just a week or two, please.
Just a week or two? Probable cause conference, April 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank
you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Jadon Merida.
National Senior Assistant Prosecutor.
And good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff. May it please this most honorable court. Edward Martell, P 85051, on behalf of Jaden Merida, who is in custody, Judge.
Yes. Mr. Merida, can you state your name? Jaden Merida. Good morning, Your Honor. All right, what are we doing?
Judge, this is my first appearance on this particular matter. I'm humbly asking for an adjournment, 3 to 4 weeks. Give me time to get up to speed and to obtain discovery in this matter, Judge.
Is this the only thing holding you?
No, I got a probation remand.
I got you. All right. Probable cause conference then will be adjourned to April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Judge. I also have one other matter, Karen Payne, if Your Honor.
Pardon?
I also have one other matter before this court, Karen Payne. If Your Honor
So what do you
would be so inclined.
in front of me, and that's not how I do it. You know that's not right.
My apologies, Judge.
Hey, or you can come down here. Which would you prefer?
No, Judge, thank you for your accommodations, Judge.
Yeah, you're welcome. Court calls the case People versus Jaquavius Carroll.
Portia Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Carroll.
I didn't know you were in the room.
I'm hiding, Judge, over in the corner.
Did you tell Mr. Martell to do that?
I did not, Judge.
You,
No,
okay.
I had
I'm just
no role,
checking.
no part in that.
I think you were trying to tell him. Go ahead.
I was trying to text him, tell him not, don't say anything, don't do it.
Okay.
I've met with Mr. Carroll and I've spoken to the people, Your Honor. My understanding is we're tracking a federal matter. If we could adjourn this for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to find out what's happening.
What's happening with that one? Probable cause conference will be adjourned April 25th, 24, 9 a.m. Bond in this matter will continue. Thank you.
Judge.
Court does call the cases the People versus Tracy Benson.
Joe Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of who should be appearing from the Forensic Center by Zoom.
They would be, except there was no writ done, so they're not going to be appearing today.
Okay.
So I will adjourn the probable cause conference to the 25th. Pardon? Oh, the prosecutor's in Zoom. I'm sorry. Want to state your appearance, sir?
I will. Good morning, Your Honor. Isaac Sneed on behalf of the people.
Okay, I didn't mean to leave you out. All right. There was no writ done, so I was going to adjourn this to April 25th.
Understood. Thank you.
24 at 9 a.m.
Out of curiosity, Judge, do you have an updated competency report?
Do I have an updated report? I have not, the last report I have is from September. I do not have an updated one.
Thank you, Judge.
So hopefully we will, this was set for competency hearing, eh?
Yeah.
I believe it's set for competency. So I'll go the 25th. Let's see what happens.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bond continue. Court calls case People versus Christopher Duffy. Good morning.
Ron Brown appearing on behalf of Mr. Camacho, Senior Assistant Prosecutor.
Yeah, tell me your name.
Christopher Duffy. Nice head of tire. Go ahead.
We're requesting adjournment, Your Honor.
April 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue. Then get him time to get his hair done so he doesn't wear that back in here. Thank you.